Hello, Nerdy Librarian here, bringing you another episode of the legendary playthrough of Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition. I believe this is actually episode 20 of that. The big 2-0, a fifth of the way to 100. Anyways, when last we left Felix Oddball, he was a detective in Windhelm. A series of brutal, ritualistic murders took place in the city of Windhelm. And it was up to Felix to follow the evidence, gather clues, speak to witnesses, to solve the case. First time around, upon searching Skyrim, one of the estates there within the city of Windhelm, which had belonged to one of the victims, it appeared that the killer, the Butcher of Windhelm, as they took to calling him, had been using that place as a hideout. Upon finding clues and a strange necklace, all evidence seemed to point to Wunferth the Unliving, the conjurer that resided within the Palace of the Kings in Windhelm. He was swiftly arrested and thrown in jail. But then, a few days later, another victim is found, meaning that Wunferth can't possibly be the killer. Upon further inspection and patrolling the streets at night in the Stone Quarter, Felix caught Calixto Corim in the act of attempting to commit murder once again. Through quick thinking, he managed to paralyze Calixto in place and dispatch him, saving the life of an individual within Windhelm. And upon doing this, he returned to Yorleaf and claimed his reward, and then left the Palace of the Kings out into its front courtyard. And that's where we left Felix. So now, Felix is no longer a detective because there aren't really any more quests in Skyrim that allow for being a detective like Blood on the Ice. So there are definitely several quests here that could be undertaken. Here's the thing though. I think it is finally time, upon reaching episode 20, to start the Civil War in Skyrim. So either there's join the Stormcloak Rebellion, or there's join the Imperial Legion. Now, already in Windhelm here, could join the Stormcloak Rebellion, or could travel up to Solitude and join the Imperial Legion. There are pros and cons to both sides. So the Imperial Legion, having played Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion, is not the villainous character in Skyrim they're made out to be. If anything, they were only forced to outlaw the worship of Talos, or Talos, however it's pronounced in this, because of the Aldmeri Dominion, or the High Elves, that they had been in battle with years prior, signing the White Gold Concordant. So the Empire has a pantheon, which, they have a pantheon of deities that they believe in. They also attempt to uphold justice and order within Skyrim. On the other hand, we have the Stormcloak Rebellion, who is made up of the Nord class of Skyrim, primarily, within Windhelm. They started as a break-off faction from the Imperial Legion itself during the war between the High Elves and the Imperial Legion, with Ulfric Stormcloak being, well, none too happy with how the conflict was going and the politics in place. And in that time, he had gone and taken up residence with the Greybeards. Sometime in between then, or sometime prior to that, I guess, something like that. Growing tired of the Imperial rule in Skyrim. So, he killed High King Torrig, and then was attempting to flee from Skyrim down across the border, in which, of course, he was caught in the act. But what does the Stormcloak Rebellion have going for it? They worship one deity, Talos or Talos, once again, however it's pronounced. Also, well, I mean, getting into the lore of Skyrim, the Stormcloak Rebellion itself is, they want independence in Skyrim, if that makes sense. It sort of has parallels to the idea of the American Revolution. Except, in this case, I don't think the Imperial Legion has unfair tax laws. Something else I will say here is that Ulfric Stormcloak himself is very, well, he's trained in the way of the voice. He also claims that he himself, I believe, is, well, no, he's not a Dragonborn. At least I don't think he is. But he is very charismatic. I'm just sort of pacing back and forth here, positing ideas and seeing which one tends to work out better. Now, normally I do side with the Imperial Legion on this, and it's because, one, outlawing the worship of Talos or Talos wasn't their fault, like I said before. Two, they weren't bad at all in Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. There were a few corrupt members of the city guard, but on the whole, by and large, the Imperial Legion is not villainous, if that makes sense. I'm trying to think here what else. Also, the Imperial Legion itself has attempted to keep order within Skyrim. What I mean by that is not turning rule over to Ulfric Stormcloak. Yes, there was a High King Torrig of Skyrim within Solitude, overseeing the rest of the Jarls in the rest of the provinces. And under Ulfric Stormcloak, something like that would be very similar. However, what I truly don't understand is why people rallied around Ulfric Stormcloak. Aside from his charismatic nature and his way of the voice, he comes across as a powerful figure. But there's also something else to this. A little bit of a darker element to this. Almost. What I mean by that is...
Hey, you mix potions, right? You threw me an 8.
Well, I mean, let's just go down here into, I believe it's called the Grey Quarter of Windhelm. Why don't we talk to Atheron
You
right
need
here?
anything, come see me. I'm as resourceful as I am discreet.
You live in the Grey Quarter.
I'm a dark elf and I live in Windhelm, so yes, I live in the Grey Quarter. You must be new around here, or you'd know they don't let my kind live anywhere outside that slum. Take care, friend.
There is racism that exists within Windhelm and among the Nord ranks, as well as the fact that Felix Oddball himself is a Khajiit, which it seems as if the discrimination and racism on the part of those under Stormcloak rule, that sort of thing, it seems as if it's directed towards Dark Elves, when in reality, it's more, that's where it's most prevalent, and that's where it's mostly seen. However, it also can be directed towards other races within Skyrim and all of Tamriel, aside from that of the Nord race. So, Felix is going to side with the Imperial Legion on this one. You know, weighing all those options, yes, he spent some time in Windhelm, and yes, he did solve a murder case there, held in a little bit of esteem. But at the same time, you know, what is it that Ulfric Stormcloak and the Stormcloak Rebellion truly want? Is it really to fight back against an unjust government? Is it to, you know, is it because their worship of Talos or Talos, however it's pronounced once again? Because I'm never sure on that. I forgot about my amber bug creature, the manic elytra nymph. I always forget about that. Yeah. So is it because what are the factors here? And the answer that I come up with here is that the Stormcloak Rebellion itself is not about religious freedom. It's not about freedom. It's not about superiority of Nord versus other races, which in and of itself isn't true. And it's certainly not, well, I mean, look at it this way. Ulfric Stormcloak himself, as powerful as he is and as charismatic as he is, could implement himself or could put himself into power as a dictator of sorts, if you will, which would not be good. That's a fun ring, but I can't wear it. Also a fun ring, but can't wear it because I'm wearing the Ring of Surroundings. I wish you could disenchant these two items, but you can't, so I'm gonna store those. A lot of stuff like that. Yeah. So Felix is gonna get rid of a little bit of carry weight with that. Fishing rods, still need those for gone fishing, so he's gonna carry those around. Blade sword, obviously. Arrows and bolts don't take up carry weight in this game, unlike Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Imperial bow of souls. You know, honestly, can go ahead and store that because we went ahead and enchanted the supple ancient Nord bow, which does the same base damage as the glass bow of stunning, with soul trap. So honestly, that's going to be really beneficial for building up the enchanting skill. Smithing is always fun when it's possible. 8 carry weight is a lot, I feel like. But at the same time, much of the carry weight itself is taken up by potions, it looks like. So, yeah. Quite a few scrolls as well. A lot of fish and food as well going along with that. And ingredients. What about books? You know, honestly, what Felix needs to do is he could either buy upgrades to his house, breeze home, or he could attempt to build a house for himself. But while there's a war raging, I don't think he can really settle down like that quite yet. If that makes sense. So here's what Felix is going to go ahead and join the Imperial Legion. And no, not going down into the salted sewers again.
The Emperor's cousin, Vittoria Vici, is getting married soon. The reception will be public.
Not gonna lie. So let's go into Castle Dower here. Door, however you pronounce it. Once again, it's the whole, I'm not sure how to pronounce these things.
You survived Helgen? General Tullius told me what happened. Not many made it out alive. I've got a good feeling about you, and I don't often get good feelings about anything. A warrior knows to trust her gut. I'm not going to go through the normal process with you. I've got a little test lined up. Pass that, and we'll talk about you joining the Legion.
Alright. What kind of a test are we talking about?
The kind that evaluates your usefulness during duress. I'm sending you to clear out Fort Horagstad. If you survive, you'll pass. If you die, then I'll have no further use for your corpse.
What's it, Fort Horagstad?
The ancients built many of the fortresses that dot the landscape of Skyrim. Sadly, most have fallen into disrepair, and nearly all have been overrun with bandits or other vagabonds. Fort Horagstad is one of the few that remains mostly intact. We're going to install a garrison there, but first, you're going to clean out the bandits that have moved in.
Understood. Consider that fort already yours.
Good, that's what I want to hear. Now go make it happen, soldier.
Alright. Yep. So now we have mission joining.
I'm telling you.
Unless we have... They say Ulfric Stormcloak murdered the High King with his voice. Shouted him apart.
Yeah, you know that whole Spider-Man quote, with great power comes great responsibility, that gets overused a little bit, but is also a very good and poignant quote. Yeah, I don't think I want to have someone like Ulfric Stormcloak in power. If that makes sense. Felix definitely doesn't want to be in power himself either. No. He wants to use his power of the Thuum for good. Not to, not to commit murder of High Kings. Okay, there's Fort Horagstad off in the distance. This can be a very difficult and dangerous fort to take on Legendary. And here's why. It's absolutely crawling with bandits. When I say crawling, I mean crawling. There are usually a lot of marauders and what's the other title that I'm trying to remember here? Starts with a P. I can't believe I'm brain farting on this right now. But you can see there's a bandit there that is kind of overlooking. There's a lot of open space between out here in the wild of Skyrim. So this quest requires a certain amount of stealth. Also, I'm not sure why Felix is being detected there. Go ahead and take a pot shot, see what happens. Hold up. Who's that? It appears to be a bandit. Oh yeah, it's a marauder. Like I said, this can be a very dangerous quest. This can be a very dangerous thing to pull off. 25 iron arrows, maybe could have made more, but I'm also carrying Felix is also carrying a whole bunch of other arrows here. Also, gotta sneeze. Sorry about that. Had a little dust go up my nose, just had to sneeze there. Yeah, so being able to do extra damage would be nice. Also, wait, what's going
Take
on?
this and hold on to it. I'll be back for it later. I'll pay you good.
There's a fugitive.
Don't lose it.
Slow down. Explain yourself.
No time to talk. Snitch or double-cross me and I'll kill you. I mean it.
He says that. I'll just add that to the list. What else is he carrying? Nothing. Okay. Elven Shield of Waning Fire. Okay. That's great, I guess. Thanks. Thanks for that. What a time for a random encounter, you know. A fugitive just gives me stolen property. Although, the funny thing is, it doesn't say stolen in my inventory, which is really interesting. It's kind of funny. Also, oh, I think that's the Marauder again. Yeah, it is. So, I'm going to use the stealth tactic of trying to take out this Marauder first. Because, honestly, they're the most devastating bandits to run into. And as you can see, there are a lot of red dots over there. 4 or 5 of them. So, the stealth play is kind of crucial on this. Also, I don't know if they're continuing to search here, or if they're going after the fugitive. What is going? Oh, whoa! Hold up! Why? What? How did they lock onto my position? I was completely hidden. What? What just happened? What is going on here? I was completely hidden. I had completely lost them, and they just locked onto my location. They just tracked me. What is this garbage? Yeah, no, there's still red dots that are locking onto my position here. This has to be a bug, right? I don't think that's how this is supposed to be.
You start running so I can stab you in the back.
Yeah, no, What? How do these bandits know exactly where I am when I'm completely hidden?
Did you see someone run past just now?
Oh, the hunter. I presume this Elven Shield of Waning Fire belongs to you.
How did you get this? Never mind. Here, it's not much, but it's something.
Yeah, I don't
I'm going
need
to
a...
track down that thief and murder him.
Oh.
Whoosh!
That would explain how... That would explain the whole locking onto me thing. The Marauder was just following the hunter that had been stolen from. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, you just got only one goal, giving back the shield. Why would you do that? That makes no sense. Well, like I said, Felix here didn't need to be carrying around something with that much carry weight, and it's worth, sure it was worth a little bit of gold. But also, oh! But I mean, also, it's not really that beneficial. Felix is already carrying a whole bunch of things that could be sold, if that makes sense. So, why add something else to the list? Also, according to this, Felix is still completely visible. I don't know where that hunter went. But like I said, I have no need for a shield like that. I've got a necklace that does just as much, if not more, in the fire resistance department. Items that are worth so much already that could be sold. It's like, I don't need to add a shield to the collection. And also, Felix is kind of on a mission here. He can't really sell a shield when he's in the middle of a place such as this, trying to take a fort. Okay? Sure, could have lied. Has probably good enough speech skill for that. But sometimes it's not about the money. Sometimes it's just about doing the right thing and focusing on the mission at hand. So I think that is a very good mission statement to have. So with that in mind, Felix is going to continue trying to take Fort Horagstad. Now sadly, the bandits that are supposed to be here are not showing themselves. And to try to do a head-on infiltration is probably a terrible idea. So maybe I can get Felix here to find, I don't know, a secondary way in, although it's probably too well fortified for that. Actually, I'm going to say it's positively too well fortified. Wait. Never mind. There is a secret entrance. Haha. Oh, that's excellent. I've never taken that entrance before. I like that. Okay, I see a bandit over there working the forge. It's another marauder. Bad news for me. Supposedly. But here's the thing. Now that there's not a hunter that's trying to track me down and get his shield back, they shouldn't be able to lock onto my position anymore. And with a nice sneaky little spot to duck in and out of, stealthiness should go pretty well. So that's very good news. Very good news indeed. Yeah, already encountered 2 marauders already though. High level enemies. High level enemies indeed. Now what would be funny here is, if the bandits finally got intelligent enough to run out here in pursuit of Felix, what an unrelenting fourth shot would do. Because, one, this rock shelf down here looks like it's too far below to run or jump back onto by them. And two, there's a sheer cliff on the other side of that. So I almost, that might be an easy way to take him out, but then I wouldn't be able to loot him. That's the thing.
Is someone there?
Sneak attack again. Yeah, I estimate this bandit marauder is probably going to take a total of 8 arrows all at sneak attack. So that's a high quota. It's a very large amount of arrows that's needed for that. Is it doable? Yeah. Felix has plenty of arrows on his inventory. It's not the most exciting content. But it should get a little more exciting in a few minutes. Just have to be a little bit patient with it.
What was that?
Also, I'm going to fill you in on a little secret here. If you were paying attention a few episodes ago, I believe it was when I was going through a dwarven ruin, I picked this little gem up. So, for those of you that have played this game before and know what that is and know what that's for, then you will know what my plan is. So that should work out well, as long as I am patient. They're all right here, though. Oof, boy. Okay, there goes the Marauder. Missed it. Okay, patience kind of wore thin a little bit there. Okay, but that gives me some useful intel. It's a bandit thug, so also a sort of, that's a medium level enemy. Bandit thugs probably take 5 or 6 arrows of sneak attack each on legendary. So that's good to know. So, but I want to deal with that Marauder first, above all. With that being the strongest enemy. Okay. I'm feeling pretty confident about this if I can get a good shot off here. Yep, there we go. Captured the soul of that bandit Marauder into the Black Soul Gem. And I want to use the Supple Ancient Nord bow sparingly. Especially since I only had one of those Black Soul Gems, which can only harbor a human soul for enchanting purposes later. I only have one of those, so it wouldn't make much sense to try to use that bow more times. Missed it. Yeah, sometimes the arrows just don't go where the reticle's pointing. Which can be frustrating. I know. In the middle of trying to take a fort, taking in the beauty of the night sky, it may not be the most, it might not be the thing really that I really need to do right now in trying to take a fort, but I mean, I don't know. Just, it is a beautiful night sky. It's a beautiful night for this. Bitterly cold it is. Ooh, missed it. Oh, detected even. This ought to get fun. So that thing I was talking about with using Unrelenting Force. Do it. Ooh, you got a hit on me. That's fun. Bye. Yeah, I think that bandit thug just fully went down that cliff. So that's a very bad day for them. Not gonna lie. I can see the others searching down there. I've got a good vantage point here to be able to hide out. To be able to sneak around and hide out at. Get some sneak attack here, if at all possible. Ooh, yeah. And I was wrong. Bandit thugs looks like they'll only take 4 arrows on sneak attack. On legendary, which is definitely manageable. Also, it seems like got this thug drawn away from the rest of his bandit compatriots. Oh, never mind. Only 3 arrows? Huh. Okay. Well, that was simple. I'll just relieve you of your arrows there, friend. I don't think you'll be needing them anymore. So, out of curiosity here, well, like I said, I don't know if I'd be able to get back up from this rock shelf. Maybe, maybe not. Hopefully. But, oh yeah, no. That thug that went off of here is done. There's no coming back from that. Now, but the question is there any coming back from jumping down on this rock shelf here? Yeah, Felix is up to the task. He can definitely do that. He's a cat, after all. He's a Khajiit. Agile and lithe. Definitely do that. Okay. Check around, check the corners. Oh boy. Weird hitbox there kept that outlaw from taking an arrow. That's fine. Get their attention. Only 2 enemies left on the inside. That's good. I think. Oh no, 3. Never mind. There are 3 there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Who is seeing me? Who spotted me? It's nothing to see here. Trying to figure out where they're at, even.
Guess I was just hearing things.
Huh? Oh, a highwayman. Okay. Another medium level enemy. Oh, missed it. Okay. Ooh, archers. Let's see if they foolishly try to come after Felix here. I'm gonna say they probably won't, but if they do, I mean, what happened to that thug is what's gonna happen to them. Ah, you murderer. Uh-oh. Oh, that's another archer. Run away. Now, fortunately, they don't seem to be the best aim. Also had pretty good reaction time there. So, the one highwayman, well, let's just say there was a highway straight down. Straight down a mountain. It was rather unfortunate. Alright. There's the outlaw. Oh, missed that. So the outlaw knows roughly where the arrow came from. Roughly. Not well enough, though. And then there was one. Take his arrows, too. So I believe the last enemy, at least in the courtyard of Fort Horagstad, is... I want to say it's a highwayman. Probably an archer, knowing my luck. Okay, so I have to be careful here. Have to be very careful. So, okay, don't see them. Doesn't mean they aren't there, it just means that maybe I wasn't the most perceptive. Or it could mean that they are higher up on the fort. It's entirely possible as well. Which might work well for me. If I can use gravity to my advantage here. Okay. Huh. Well, I guess that's an arrow that I'm not getting back. Right. Let's go ahead and continue heading up and see what we can see here. Okay. So it splits up into 2 towers here. One on the right, and then the top part of the tower. Top part of a tower on the left here. Starting to be spotted, so I can only guess that they were in the other tower, by the looks of it. So hopefully sneaking around here, Felix won't get spotted. I mean, he's roguish in nature. He likes the sneak attacks. Oh. Oh no, that's much worse. It's a marauder. Okay. Well, since it's a marauder, Felix is going to try to get into the tower and see if he can sneak up behind the marauder. That might be the best course of action. Also, the best course of action is quick saving in a moment like this. Okay. There's the marauder. Excellent. See, that was quick and easy. Why do combat when you don't have to, you know? Have to think creatively sometimes. Sometimes that just means hurling your enemies off a tower. Not using another arrow. Ooh, yeah, I'll take that. Thank you. Thank you for all of that. Very kind. Okay. Here's where the forge is at. This is where that marauder got taken out at. Okay. There's a nice chest over here. Oh, an Ebony Shield. 14 carry weight. Worth 750 gold. Can definitely be sold. So I'll go ahead and take that. Yeah, no, ebony gear is something that's worth taking. If it's something that's elven, it depends on the enchantment. Fire resistance isn't the best enchantment. Ugh.
Never should have come here.
Run. Run, Felix, run. Run, my dude. Of course I walked right into a marauder in there. Seems like that's how that always happens. Just, that's a terrible spot to enter in at. I want to see if there's a secondary entrance there. I don't think there is, but if there is, I'm definitely taking it, because I don't want to come face to face with the marauder right inside the door. That's just not okay. I refuse to have that happen. No, something tells me I don't get that something tells me I'm not going to get that fortunate. Yeah, so that door's an automatic death sentence, I think. So why don't we clear out the prison instead and see if there's a secondary entrance into the main fort. Outlaw. Nice. Quiet. That was good. Oh, thank you for the coins, friend. Oh, this stuff's all nice. Yes, I'll take that. What else are we looking at here?
Use your smarts, he said. Like I'm supposed to figure out which college he meant.
Patrolling bandit. Oh, missed it somehow. That one hit. Another sneaky takedown. Take it. Won't get the arrow back, sadly. Okay, now we get into the bowels of Fort Horagstad. Okay. It's kind of hard to see in here. It's a little bit dark. Ooh, another bandit down there. Ooh, teleport. Oh, teleport pet. Teleports it to my side. Interesting. I didn't know I could do that. I learn something new every day. So now there's going to be a bandit that comes searching here. Go ahead and stop them in their tracks. Yeah, only thing about casting Candlelight is that it kind of takes away from the sneaky element of this. Also, this is a lot of spigots just to have down here. It's just, some might say too many. Okay, what have we got down here? Iron battle axe, chest back here, a draft of strength, some gold, very nice. Various utensils, bowls and plates. Bunch of empty cells, and it looks like it dead ends. And to quote something that Shaggy said in the Scooby-Doo, one of the Scooby-Doo cartoons, I believe it was the original one, like, did you have to say dead? Maybe, because, well, I'll have to go up against a Marauder again. This'll just go swimmingly. Huh? Okay. Okay, that worked well. This might be the way to do this.
That it?
Not it! Not your best! This is just stupid. Like, how can this guy not see me? I'm just... You know, I mean, if a Marauder's gonna stand there inside the door, might as well cheese him, right? He's just gonna get cheesed. Too easy. Now, what I can do here, and what I probably should have started doing from the beginning of this, is I have several potions and poisons that might be beneficial.
What was that?
Just to whittle them down even further. Ooh, that's a nice one. 39 points. Okay. Let's do that.
What was that?
What was that? I don't know. You didn't feel something sharp pierce your back there, man? Huh. Oh, these ones can be kind of OP as well, but I don't want to use them. Especially on a guy that's at so low health already. So, instead we'll use this. That does 35 points versus 90, which is, 9 points of damage per second for 10 seconds.
I cannot rest you.
Got him. 7 steel arrows back. That's good. And I'm going to go ahead and quick save again. Now, there's still 2 enemies left in here. Okay. There's a stairwell here. There might have been a secondary door that Felix could have gone through. Oh, that was a normal bandit there. Good. Excellent. So does that mean that there's a bandit chief left? Maybe. Probably a high-powered enemy, right? So slow might be a fun one to use. Could do something like that and have them paralyzed. I used one of these against Calixto in the last episode. The problem is they are very... It takes a little bit to be able to make them. If that makes sense. Same with these, but I have enough of these ones of slow that might be able to do something with that. And then a normal lingering damage health might be a good one. It missed? No! Really? But as you can see, they are slowed. It looks like they have some sort of shield of fortify health, potentially, there. Yeah, no, I can't believe the lingering damage health potion arrow. I can't believe that one missed. I just can't believe it.
I heard something.
really? I'm not gonna go back though and try to make that canon. It's not worth doing that. Can always make more. It's just unfortunate that it had to go like that. Okay, they're moving full speed again. But that's alright, Felix can just sneak away. Have him down to half health already, which is nice. Also, it's using each of these is taking half a carry weight unit, or it's giving half a unit of carry weight back every time I use one of these potions, which is nice. Alright.
I guess I was just hearing things.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Chief could probably one-hit KO Felix, so don't want to try to do anything too crazy or chaotic. Missed another arrow. It's always, sometimes I go for a secondary shot when the enemy tries to turn around, and 9 times out of 10 it seems to sail over the shoulder. At least that's what it feels like. But I mean,
Must
that
be my imagination.
that 1 time out of 10 though, when you actually hit them with a secondary arrow, it's very satisfying and very nice, especially since, you know, they're all at sneak attack. Nice. Fort Horagstad is clear. Nope, it was just an Iron Mace of Embers, which isn't worth taking. It's 13 carry weight and only worth 137 gold. Like, I will take an Ebony Shield any day over that. The Ebony Shield is worth about 6 times that. Okay, let's go ahead and cast a Candlelight spell here just to see what we're looking at. You know, just to make sure that not missing anything worthwhile here. Yellow Book of Riddles, that's not really worthwhile. Some food and cutlery there. Some books here, but they're not skill books. You can tell by how much they're worth. Some food and some wine, don't need that. Minor healing potions, definitely take those. And there's a chest here with an adept lock. Let's see if we can unlock it. Well, that's 1 lockpick down. 2 lockpicks down. Almost there, though. I'm in. And some gold. Not going to take the Iron Shield. It's not worth it. Also, when I said there might be a secondary door, I'm wrong about that. There is not a secondary door. I'm thinking of a different fort. So yeah, it's nice. It's cleared out. And we're just under an hour into recording already, so can officially join the Imperial Legion now. Because I cleared this place out. So it's great. Something I'm curious about though. I mean, I did send those bandits off the cliff here. And I know it's a sheer cliff face down. I realize this. I wonder if there's any way I can find them at the bottom and get some arrows off of them. Hey. Ow. Oh, man, okay. That hurts. You know, this is probably a very dumb idea. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. You know, we'll just make it work. Slowly. You know? Just take it slowly, nice and easy. Easy does it. Is that a snow wolf down there? Oh, you know what? This would be a perfect opportunity to use this. I think. If I can actually hit it from here. Ooh, it's definitely an ice wolf. Multiple ice wolves, actually. It's a good shot from here. Not too much arrow drop, just because of the angle that I'm firing down from, so that works out pretty well. Some little rock shelf here. So let's see what these wolves do. Because this would be... filling some more soul gems would be nice. Seems like I already traversed the most dangerous part of the mountain. Yeah, because that's how far down we've already traveled. I don't know where the wolves went, though, and it's kind of a terrifying thought. Ice wolves are... I mean, they don't always have the most health, but it is legendary, and there are 2 of them. So... just have to be a little bit cautious when it comes to that. And they blend in with the surroundings pretty well. On top of that. So it didn't just run away with my arrow, did it? It might have. Oh, I can hear them though. They're in those trees. And this is one of the bandits that got shotted down. This was the thug. It wasn't carrying anything. Really. No arrows. Oh! Ice wolf. Nice. Oh! No! What? I thought I had more health than that. Did it? Oh, it must have used a strong attack. That's frustrating. Well, I do... no, it's not worth it. Those shenanigans aren't worth it. Not at all. You know, Felix, you are in town here. Could buy and sell some things. That'd work out well. Right? Would be agreeable. Yeah, increase speech skill by 15. Not that I think that's gonna do much, it's just... it might help a little bit. Might have some potions of bartering as well. Also, these blacksmithing potions are really nice. I'm gonna hold off on potentially using those for when I get a higher smithing skill, where it'll be more beneficial. I don't have any potions of fortifying bartering. Excuse me, I'm here to do business.
Biren said you got here just before the execution. Must have been a lovely first sight.
I'd rather not talk about it. What have you got for sale?
Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
I mean, it is called bits and pieces. Of course you had to say bit of this, bit of that. Nothing too special for that. A necklace of water breathing. No. Don't need a necklace of water breathing. I already had one of those prior to this. But good news is, a vendor like this, selling a bit of everything, will also buy a bit of everything. So if there's anything that I don't necessarily need too much of, or just want to make some gold from, this is the way to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna sell that. I don't really... I could try to use that, it just wouldn't be too beneficial. Fortify light armor skill, it might raise the armor class temporarily for 60 seconds, but it'd be a pretty meager amount. So I'm going to sell those. The Fortify lockpicking and pickpocket ones, I'm going to keep those. Fortify restoration, go ahead and sell those, because I don't do the Fortify restoration glitch on this playthrough. I have the unofficial patch in place on this. Oh, I'm going to keep that though, because... oh, well, those will regenerate health, those, of course I'm going to keep those. Regenerating Magicka can be nice too. Except for this one. It has a lot of effects, one of which making the target 19% weaker to magic for 30 seconds. Yeah, I'm going to sell it. And then a potion of regenerate stamina. Stamina regeneration can be nice. Why don't I just sell these resist fire ones and a potion of restore magicka. Why not?
Come back to bits and pieces anytime.
Just clear them out of their gold. Okay. That would be that's a potion shop right there, so that might be...
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something.
Not too worthwhile. There is, however, a blacksmith up here. He might have something interesting.
Wanderer like you must have plenty of tales to tell. But I'm afraid I'm too busy to hear them. Seems there's no end to the needs of the Imperials. But what can I help you with?
What have you got for sale, friend?
The finest weapons and armor.
I'll be the judge of that. Undead up to level 21 flee for 30 seconds. That's pretty nice. Don't need it, though. What about apparel? I don't really need anything that he has. That's the thing. That's the sad
Return
thing.
anytime you...
What I do want to see is what can Felix here craft potentially. What can he forge? It doesn't seem like much. Fishing rods, of course. Building materials. Yeah, no, it's whatever.
Weapons forgiven and armor forgotten.
And let's go ahead and switch back to instead of having the Amulet of Dibella, there was a different necklace that Felix was wearing. Not the one of alchemy. Not of fire resistance. At least I don't think. Am I just missing something obvious here? There it is. Bows do 19% more damage. That's what Felix was wearing before. So let's go ahead and talk to Legate Ricky.
Tell me again why I'm wasting men chasing after a fairy tale.
If Ulfric gets his hand on that crown, it won't be a fairy tale. It'll be a problem.
Don't you Nords put any stock in your own traditions? I thought the Moot chose the king. We're backing Elisif. When the Moot meets, they'll do the sensible thing.
Not everyone's agreed to the moot. You've been here long enough to know that Nords aren't always sensible. We follow our hearts.
So what? Ulfric gets this crown and then suddenly he's High King?
No, it's not as simple as that. But the Jagged Crown would be a potent symbol for his cause to rally around. But if we found it first...
And we gave it to Elisif.
In the absence of the moot, it would further legitimize her claim.
Perhaps. I'm entrusting you with what resources I can spare. But I'm warning you, if this turns out to be a waste of time and men...
It won't be a waste.
Make sure you take the auxiliary here. You can send him back when you get there and find nothing but old bones and cobwebs.
The Stonefist's no fool. He's found the crown, but we'll get to it first.
Alright.
Welcome back, soldier. I'm glad you made it in one piece. I'll send men to garrison the fort right away. You did well. I'm impressed. But before we go any further, it's time for you to officially join the Legion.
Alright.
Speak with General Tullius. He'll administer the oath.
In joining the Legion, you'll be taking an oath binding you to the service of the Emperor, and thus to every citizen of the Empire. Changed your mind? Decided you wanted to soldier for the Empire after all.
I'm ready to take the oath.
Well then, repeat after me. Upon my honor, I do swear undying loyalty to the Emperor Titus Mede II.
Upon my honor, I do swear undying loyalty to the Emperor, Titus Mead II.
And unwavering obedience to the officers of his great empire.
And unwavering obedience to the officers of his great empire.
May those above judge me, and those below take me, if I fail in my duty.
May those above judge me, and those below take me if I fail in my duty.
Long live the Emperor. Long live the Empire.
Long live the Emperor. Long live the Empire.
Welcome to the Imperial Legion, soldier. Just remember, we take care of our own. Once you're in the Legion, you're in it for life. Speak to Behrend. He's normally out by the forge. He'll get you outfitted. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Legate Ricka has a special assignment for you.
Failed to join the Stormcloak Rebellion. Yep, that did happen.
Welcome to the Legion, Auxiliary. Listen up. Welcome to the Legion, Auxiliary. Listen up. Ulfric's right-hand man, Galmar Stonefist, has located what he believes is the final resting place of the Jagged Crown. We're going to make sure he doesn't get his hands on it. The rest of my men are already assembling outside Corvingen. I'll meet you there as soon as I finish up here.
Alright. Now,
Don't
could
wait
ask
for me.
questions,
Get
but...
to Corvingen as soon as you're ready. I'll meet you there.
Could ask questions, but I don't think it's going to be
What do you need?
very beneficial to do so. There we go. Those are basically just free arrows, which is really nice.
I've got a little work, if you're
I've got weapons for giving and armor for getting.
Excuse me, Baron.
Seems there's no end to the needs of the Imperials. But what can I help you with?
General Tullius said you'd get me outfitted.
Yep. I just have one question for you. Light, medium, or heavy?
What?
Light armor for scouting detail. Heavy armor for full-on combat. Or something in between.
Ah. Light.
Alright, here you go. Should keep you light on your feet, and hold up decent enough if you wind up trading blows with the enemy. Now that's it. One free outfit per soldier. You lose that, or get it banged up. You'll need to pay like everyone else.
Understood. Thank you.
Return anytime you need arms or armor. My forge never rests.
If his forge never rests, does he get sleep? Well, anyways. Sadly, the Imperial garb is not... Well... It's not any good compared to what I already have. Like, the helmet, yes, has an armor class of 18, but my hide helmet also has a really good enchantment on it. Like, it's not worth utilizing the Imperial gear that he gives me. I don't think I'm gonna need more arrows for this. Is there anything I can improve? I don't think there is, at least where weapons are concerned. What about armor? I didn't know what to workbench. What if, oh, that's a weird angle to be at. Ooh, could upgrade the Ebony Shield with an Ebony Ingot. Don't really want to do that though. Actually, as it turns out, I don't think I really have materials for any of that, which is fine. Okay, so Corvingen is where we need to go for this. Well, let's just fast travel to the Tower of Mizark then. And to travel from here. Which there are also... Well, there was a chest with stuff in there, and a chest with stuff in there. But they're both empty. So not worth searching. Yeah. Some cross-country traveling in what looks to be a blizzard. Well, not a blizzard, but a snowstorm at least. This might get dangerous. This really might get dangerous. Ah, looks to be a giant camp. Yep. Blizzard Rest. Okay, Felix, it's your time to shine. Can you sneak in there, get the giant chest, get loot, and get out without being spotted? Potentially. A chest with an expert lock. Ooh, lockpick gone already? Alright. I like a good challenge. Why not? Ooh. Hey, man. Nice. Elixir of True Shot. Pose do 50% more damage for 60 seconds? That's broken. A Flawless Ruby. A lot of gold. Some Madness Ore. Ooh. And a Staff of Frenzy that I can sell. Very nice, very nice. Ooh, detected. Oh, detected by the mammoth. Sorry, friend, I will be leaving. Oh, oh. Nice. Excellent. Some really good finds. Elixir of True Shot. That's just... Oh man, that's so broken for sneak attacks. 50% more damage. Granted, it's only for 60 seconds. Guess there has to be something that, well, that balances that out a little bit. No. Yeah, let's switch back over to the glass bow stunning here. Yep.
What's the situation?
Good to see you, my friend. I knew you'd make a proper legionnaire. I'm glad you'll be with me in there. I don't like the looks of this place. And I'm not talking about the Stormcloaks.
What are you talking about?
These old ruins. They don't want us here. The ancient ones. Better left alone. But never mind all that. We're the Emperor's soldiers. We'll do our duty no matter what stands in our way, right?
Of course.
Stormcloaks were already camped out around the entrance when we got here. They don't know we're here yet, though.
Well, that's something at least. Looks like the damned rebels got here first. No matter. We have the element of surprise. Prepare to move out.
Understood. I'm ready, ma'am.
Follow me. Listen up, Legionnaires. Those Stormcloaks are here for the same reason we are. Ulfric, the Pretender, wants that crown, but we're not going to let him have it. I realize some of you may know men on the other side, but remember this. They are the enemy now, and will not hesitate to end your lives either. General Tullius is counting on us to bring back the Jagged Crown, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's show these rebels what real soldiers look like.
Real soldiers indeed. I'll go ahead and take Overwatch here. Missed it.
You're pathetic.
Ah, okay, missed it. Oh, oops. I think I accidentally hit Legate Ricka. It was unintentional. It can get very hard to see who's who in this fray. Oh, he's done. He's done. Oh, how did that miss? Come on.
A warrior? Send Ulfric my regards.
Nice, critical. Oh, that's a takedown. Oof indeed, Stormcloak soldier. Oof indeed. Oh, Arrows incoming from there. Oh no! Oh! Should I reload? That was friendly fire. Oh man. Okay, that's the bandit that was taken out. Yeah, I accidentally committed friendly fire on that. Entertaining the possibility here. If I were to reload, it would take me all the way back to there. I'm not going to. Mistakes were made in the heat of combat. Mistakes were made. Gold arrows. Oh, a master lock. Okay. Just with master locks, if you have enough lockpicks, you test them out a little bit to see where the unlock point is, and then you adjust accordingly. Now, it doesn't always go according to plan. Case in point. There's master locks are just so finicky. So, to aid us in this, to make it 28% easier? Maybe. Except I think it changed the position that it... Yep, it changes the position that it can unlock at, but since it's 28% easier, it makes it that much easier to get in, which is nice. So there's a chest here, and some coin purses. I don't see a trap trigger anywhere, so that's good. 250 gold. Elven gauntlets of major wielding. One-handed attacks do 25% more damage. Those are fun. So, might be able to disenchant them. If I already have a one-handed enchantment, I can also go ahead and sell those. Or maybe utilize them.
Well done. They never knew what hit them. But don't underestimate the Stormcloaks. Many are Legion
and they will
veterans.
never know. They should never know that I committed friendly
fight.
fire by accident.
We had the advantage of surprise this time, but don't expect it to last. Let's move out.
Friendly fire will not be tolerated, soldier! Oops. Sorry. Yeah, so they cleared bandits out on the way in. Like how everyone's just running past these nice chests.
Everybody ready? We charge on my signal.
What was that?
Time. For the Empire!
Alright, time to switch to one-handed. And actually, this might prove to be useful, because I have Elven Gauntlets of Major Archery and Elven Gauntlets of Major Wielding, so if I switch over to the same armor class, but with a more beneficial enchantment. Okay. Yep, ooh, Iron Arrow, I'll take that. Yeah, they really didn't know what hit them there.
You call yourself a warrior? Must have scared them off.
Oh boy, yeah, they just got taken out. I probably should have waited for the mark there. That would have been the smart thing to do, but I didn't. That's how it went down. But I think it went fairly well. Now where's the one I took out originally? Like, Where's the first one that went down? You. Ah, yes. The one with the arrows. Okay, I'm having to adjust my laptop positioning a little bit. Because I'm recording on a gaming laptop for this. It's what I usually do. But I have light that's streaming in through a window here, and it causes a little bit of glare. Oh, they've already gone into combat, it seems.
Here.
Ah. Sneaky. Okay, I want to see if I can get some sneak attack with this. Nope. There's no sneak attack here. So I'll switch over to the blade sword, which is kind of fitting because the blades were actually a major. They were kind of the specialists, the special forces of the Imperial Legion. Okay, let's keep sneaking around here. Ooh, oh, oh, this is nice. They're just missing everything here. And I'll have my lockpicking increased to 45. Nice. Also, I just realized something. I was still wearing these instead of these. I wonder if that sneak attack would have done more with 25% more. Well, I mean, probably.
I don't like the look of this. Perfect spot for an ambush. 10 to 1, they're just waiting for us on the other side.
But there isn't any other way through, Legate.
Let's not jump to conclusions, soldier. The Legion always finds a way. I'd rather take a moment and look around than walk blindly into an ambush. Auxiliary, see if you can find another way through. We'll charge in to help as soon as we hear fighting.
This might be the secondary way in that she's looking for. Oh, it absolutely is.
Find them.
Got a good sneak attack in there. Oh, the Imperial soldiers just rush in. I thought we were doing tactics here, guys. Oh, missed it. Hey, being an archer isn't always easy. Missed it somehow. Okay. Well, let's continue moving along here and see if we can find a good vantage point. Ah, it's really hard to see the enemy. Oh, hello.
Damn you.
Ouch. Gave him a bad day. Well, I think we cleared him out actually, so that worked out pretty well. But seriously, guys,
Be careful, men. There's bound to be more.
I thought we
ahead.
were trying to be stealthy here. I'm trying to get sneak attacks for you. Trying to draw them out.
For the glory of the Empire! Do your worst.
And they just dogpile these guys. My goodness.
That's your best.
Okay, switch back over to the blade sword again.
It's nothing.
Oh, ooh.
That'll teach you to cross me.
Ooh, that's ow. Okay. First signs of druggers. Okay. Would you get out of my way, please? Only issue is I'm basically traveling with a whole bunch of traveling companions that don't know the meaning of stealth.
Is this what killed that Stormcloak over there? Looks like it's been dead for 100 years.
Steady now. The Legion has faced down worse than a few dusty old bone walkers. We're not leaving here until we get what we came for. Now let's keep moving.
Yeah. They're not the greatest at stealth, sadly. The Corvingen halls. Here we go. Yeah. Ah, more Stormcloaks. Oh, come on, man. That's 2 cases of friendly fire now. My goodness. It's purely unintentional. You have to understand that. They keep just walking in the way. They keep just getting in the way of what I'm doing. Oh boy. Another good takedown. Keep pushing forward. Right? Right? We just keep pushing forwards. That's what we do. Which is this way. Yeah, I really don't mean to be taking out my fellow Imperial soldiers. It's purely by accident. Ooh. I seen a Stormcloak soldier here got greedy. Cool. Easy enough to traverse that. Here's chest, no traps on it. Yeah, it was only for 7 gold, man. Come on, you're better than that. Or maybe you're not.
And this must be the Hall of Stories.
Oh, I've heard of this. These walls are supposed to show the history of the ancients who built this place.
Too bad we can't read these carvings. Who knows what secrets we'd uncover.
One thing at a time, soldier. Focus on our primary mission. We're searching for the crown.
Oh, Ebony Dragonclaw. That's a wolf, horizontal dragon, and or wait. Wolf, dragon facing me, and then dragon to the side.
What is that? Some kind of stone claw? I wonder what it's used for.
I've encountered puzzles like these before. Having been down in places such as these, tend to use these sorts of locking mechanisms.
Good job.
Voila.
Alright, everyone. Keep your guard up. Let's move out.
Just want to make sure I'm wearing the correct gauntlets here. Always important. Yeah, I should be the one scouting ahead here, but they just don't seem to want to let me. Oh, this is definitely a trap.
Alright, Legionnaires. Spread out and see what we've got. Auxiliary, do what you do best. See if you can find some way to get that gate open.
Yeah, this here is definitely a trap. It's most certainly a trap. So we have to go through
How's it
there,
going?
right?
You find anything yet?
The doorway here. I'll go through it. Why not? Up some stairs. Some sketchy stairs. Yeah, there we go.
This may sound obvious,
Up to
but do you
here,
see a
searching
lever?
around. Seems pretty clear up here from where I'm at. Iron dagger there.
Keep looking. There's got to be some way to get that gate open.
Well, that's interesting. Huh. That was locking something, apparently. Quick save? What's through here? I'm not even sure I knew about that, to be honest. I don't think I've ever moved that dagger before. Ooh. Nice, a treasure chamber. A secret treasure chamber. Excellent. Ooh, yeah. Nice. A necklace of water breathing. And a glass greatsword. I'm not gonna take that. Oh! Wait, where was the trap trigger on that? Was there a trap trigger? Oh, it was right there. Low perception rogue. Low investigation skill. Dang it. I'm very bad at noticing things like that, especially with glare on my screen from
But do you see a lever anywhere?
from the sun. Sorry you're getting impatient. Ooh. Yeah, found something.
Alright, let's move, men. We've got more. Steady, Legionnaire.
Uh-oh.
We've been through worse.
That didn't sound
Just
good.
keep your guard up.
See, this is what an archer's good for. Crowd control. Nice. Took him out pretty easily. Nice. Yep, I'll take my arrows back from you, and... Nice. I could honestly switch over to using Ancient Nord arrows, just because I have over 300 of them. They do the same amount of damage as steel arrows, so why not? Ooh, the Corvingen Crypt. Here we go. Just over an hour and a half into recording here. Making good progress.
The crown should be around here somewhere. Spread out and keep your eyes open.
Oh, this isn't gonna be great. I know how this place goes.
Hey, I found a crown over here on this corpse. Is this the one we're looking for?
Oh, Hadvar. Did you have to do that?
By the knot!
Well, King, if you don't mind, we'll just take that crown of yours and be on our way. Have it your way. Let's get that crown, men.
Death Lords. And Scourge. This is gonna be a very tough battle. Archery skill increase though, that's really nice. Okay, well, I'm gonna switch over to one-handed.
Fall back!
Can't believe it.
Scourge doesn't even seem to care that I'm here. It's just a melee. What a melee. Good opportunity to increase the one-handed skill, though. Let me tell you. Ooh.
Best you can do?
Yeah, I don't appreciate being singled out. Oh boy, this is not going well. What a melee. It's taken forever to take these guys down. Welcome to Legendary. Stay away from that. Corner the Scourge here and take it out. Cool. That's a very bad sign. Oh boy. Ooh boy. Go ahead, have a bad day. I think the rest of the Imperial soldiers had a bad day. I think it's just myself, Hadvar, and like that are left. Oh yeah, one-handed skill increased again. On your knees.
That's the end of
All right, get the...
Oh, an Ebony Sword. 28 base damage versus 29 on the Blade Sword. 15 carry weight, but it's worth 720. I could sell it. Definitely sell it. Got the Jagged Crown. I don't need the Great Sword. Some gold.
Take that crown back to Solitude, soldier. We'll stay here and see if we can find anything else that could be of use.
Alright. And while Felix is here, might as well search around a little bit as well. What happened to the rest of the soldiers we came in here with? Well, here's one. Had a bad day, got thrown into the corner. Anyone down this way? No. How about over here? Shelves. There's the Scourge in the corner, another soldier. Okay, that should be everyone, I think. Ah, yes, a word wall. Ooh, slow time. That's a fun one. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and get out of this place, shall we? Sneak our way out. Back into the Corvingen Temple. Okay. Cool. We are clear. So, there were only a couple instances of friendly fire in there that happened. Honestly, as an archer, it was unintentional. They moved in the way of a shot that was heading in their general vicinity. I don't like to do that. Although, interestingly enough, it doesn't count those as murders, apparently. I think they were ruled accidents. But, yeah, no, I don't like to do that. I'm so sorry. Ooh, I'll take that. Price is 10% better. Thank you. Yes, please. And let's get the Jagged Crown back to Solitude.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard.
Morning, what a beautiful day. Just here in solitude to drop off this Jagged Crown. Yeah, 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 yeah.
We need to stem the flow of silver to the rebellion. Until we retake the Reach, the Stormcloaks will plunder its mines to fund further violence.
Ah, here's the Jagged Crown. General Tullius, Legate Ricky sent me to deliver it to you.
Excellent work, soldier. I have to admit, I had my doubts it even existed. Did you run into any trouble?
We lost a lot of good men. I hope it was worth it.
That's not for you to decide, soldier. I wouldn't have sent you in the first place if it wasn't going to be worth it. Now then, I need someone I can trust to deliver a message of great import to Jarl Balgruf of Whiterun. We have it on good authority that Ulfric has raised enough men to attack the city of Whiterun. The Jarl, however, refuses the Legion's support. This missive should convince him. Be aware, soldier. These documents contain sensitive intelligence for the Jarl's eyes only.
Understood. Okay.
They say
Nice.
Ulfric Stormcloak murdered the High King with his voice.
It's the second time you've
Routed him apart.
said that to me. Okay. Well, I'm gonna run a message for the Imperial Legion then, to Whiterun, to Jarl Balgruf. Oh, I know rather well. Sadly, though, it is nighttime when I'm arriving. Although I think I just caught him in time.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend.
I have an important message from General Tullius, Jarl Balgruf.
No doubt requesting to garrison his men in my castle. How many times must I deny him? Well, out with it!
Ulfric plans to attack Whiterun. The General wants to lend Legion troops.
I see. Give the papers to my steward.
I was given strict instructions for the Jarl's eyes only.
Don't be daft. Proventus is my eyes. Just give me the letter. I presume once I have it, I can do as I please with it? Good. These are interesting reports. Proventus, what do you make of all this? If Ulfric were to attack Whiterun...
As in all things, Lord, caution. I urge us to wait and see.
Pray wait.
I'm of a mind with Irileth. It's time to act.
You plan to march on Windhelm?
I'm not a fool, Proventus. I mean, it's time to challenge Ulfric to face me as a man, or to declare his intentions.
He'll do no such thing.
He was rather straightforward with Torrig.
Torrig? He simply walked up to the boy and murdered him.
That boy was High King of Skyrim.
I'm not the High King, but neither am I a boy. If Ulfric wants to challenge my rule in the old way, let him. Though I suspect he'll prefer to send his Stormcloaks to do it for him.
True. He's already proven his personal strength. Now he seeks to prove his armies.
Then might I urge you to consider General Tullius's request? I mean, if you are bent on offending Jarl Ulfric.
Only burglars and vampires creep around after dark. So which are you?
Ulfric has made clear, in his mind, to refuse his claim is to side
The
with
random guards that just walk up to you.
What harm is there in letting a few legionnaires die in place of your own men?
It seems cowardly.
Was it cowardly, then, to accept the white gold concordat?
This again? That was different. Was I given a chance to object to the terms of the treaty? No. The Jarls weren't asked. We were told. And we had to like it.
The chests of gold didn't hurt.
Damn it! This isn't about gold!
It's time to decide.
Lord, wait. Let us see if Ulfric is serious.
Oh, he's serious. But so am I.
Finally.
You there. I have a message for you to deliver to our friend, the esteemed Jarl of Windhelm.
Of course.
Deliver this axe to Ulfric Stormcloak.
An axe.
How long have you been in Skyrim? Yes. Give the man my axe. If he returns it to you, it means we have business to settle. If he keeps it, then we are at peace.
Is there anything I should say to him?
Men who understand one another need not waste words. There are but a few simple truths behind one warrior giving another his axe. Ulfric will know my meaning.
Alright. And you think Alfred will let me just walk in there? No trouble.
True, he's a dangerous and bloodthirsty man. But he's also a Nord that honors our traditions. Keep your wits about you and you won't be harmed. And then get back here. Because if Ulfric isn't bluffing, I'll need every able body to defend Whiterun.
Of course. Understood, my Jarl.
Good. Good. Proventus, bring me my pen. And the good parchment.
Are we writing a letter, Lord?
I've got a... Yes.
My cousin's out fighting dragons, and what do I get?
I need to make a few
God
things
duty.
clear before I accept these legionnaires of his.
Alright. Well, it's time to run a message to Jarl Ulfric Stormcloak. Boy. There's a lot of political intrigue with this. But this is what I meant at the beginning of this episode, when I was trying to decide what side to join, whether Stormcloak or Imperial.
Fancy yourself an alchemist, hmm? Never could get the hang of that.
Jarl Ulfric.
Yes? Make it quick. I'm a busy man.
I've brought a message from the Jarl of Whiterun.
Is that so? I've been wondering when he'd come around. Oh. What's this? You're quite brave to carry such a message. It's a pity you've chosen the wrong side. You can return this axe to the man who sent it, and tell him he should prepare to entertain visitors. I expect a great deal of excitement in the city of Whiterun in the near future. Keep your brother, and he'll keep you.
I could have asked him questions there as well, but as Jarl Balgruuf put it, wise men don't waste words. When action indeed speaks volumes. So, with that in mind, let's get the axe back to Jarl Balgruuf. This means war. War is going to come to Whiterun. Oh, but what's this? It would appear he has gone upstairs. Jarl Balgruf.
You've returned with my axe. I knew that would be his response. As soon as you left, I sent word to General Tullius, who's been kind enough to lend us some of his troops, and Legate Scipius here. Let Ulfric try to make it past our combined forces. I'll turn you back over to your legion. Legate Scipius will have use for you. Gods be with us all.
Of course.
Now, if you don't mind, I've got a city to keep.
Take a moment to breathe, soldier.
But, sir.
Breathe.
The outer walls are strong. If we can hold them there.
They have catapults.
Damn it. Where did they get catapults? The city walls are already falling apart as it is.
My scouts tell me they're loading them with fire.
So, he wants to take my city. Walls intact.
The men will be fighting in flames.
My men are fearless. It's the Imperial milk drinkers I'm worried about.
If you prefer, I can take my men and leave.
No, of course not. Just don't let me down, Scipius.
Nords can be very
need to set up
proud.
water brigades to combat the flames.
Already taken care of.
You Imperials are efficient. I'll give you that. How long until they arrive?
Sir.
Not long. They're hiding in the countryside.
Damn it. What's he waiting for?
Sir?
What?
Sir, they're on the move. They'll be at the gates at any moment.
Why didn't you say so immediately?
Sir, I tried.
This is it. Time to see what these Stormcloaks are made of.
The men are already gathering at the gates. Move it, soldier. Spread the word. Go, go, go!
Oblivion take them. Every miserable last one of them.
The Stormcloaks are here. In force. Get down to the front line. This is it. We must hold the city.
About the Jarl's
now move it!
Too many of our guards have been
For the
redeployed
Empire.
beside the Stormcloaks.
What would you have me do if we do not
Battle for Whiterun. It's gonna get really fun here. Good autosave. Excellent.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard.
This is not the time to talk about the Dawn Guard. We are at war. Get to safety, quickly. Go, go. Have to hurry, have to hurry.
This is it, men. This is an important day for the Empire and for the Legion, and for all of Skyrim. This is the day we send a message to Ulfric Stormcloak and the rebel Jarls who support him. But make no mistake, what we do here today, we do for Skyrim and her people. By cutting out the disease of this rebellion, we will make this country whole again. Ready now! Everyone with me! For the Empire! For the Legion!
Send Ulfric my regards.
For the Emperor!
Ooh. Ooh, took a hit there. I think it took an arrow. Okay. Barricade is down. Falling back a little bit. Okay, time to switch to the sword. Here we go. Close combat. Ebony Shield? Why not?
Over by that bridge!
I stopped him. Thought you could sneak behind us, did you?
Along the fence! Do you see them? Kill you!
Kind of interesting that they're just trying to run past us here. Bye-bye. Oh, Ancient Order. Ah, yeah, that's one of mine. Oh.
They're up on that wall! They've got archers up along the wall!
If they're up on the wall, let's stop them. What do you think you're doing? No. Yep, can't let them get to the lever. If they get to the lever, then it's...
Along the fence! You see them? Over by that bridge! By that rock over there! See?
Yeah, if they get to the lever for the drawbridge, it's all over. So I need to defend this area up here. We're doing a pretty good job. I'll say that.
You'll pay for that!
Ooh, he's in the moat. Oh boy. That looks like one of the Stormcloak generals there.
Can just stand up.
Nice. Good takedown on him. And the gate is still up. Or the drawbridge is still up. We're doing this. We are holding them off. Push them back. Die. Need to make sure none of them got past me. Ow. Jerk. Oh no. Oh man.
Gods damn you! You call yourself a warrior?
Oh, ooh, took another hit. Oh no! Oh, that had to have been a general. Oh man. And here I thought I was going to do this perfectly on the first try. I got too overconfident. Well, I guess we have to do all of that again. Dang it.
This is it, men.
That's unfortunate.
This is an important day for the Empire and for the Legion, and for all of Skyrim. This is the day we send a message to Ulfric Stormcloak and the rebel Jarls who support him. But make no mistake, what we do here today, we do for Skyrim and her people. By cutting out the disease of this rebellion, we will make this country whole again.
Ready now! Everyone with me! For the Empire! For the Legion!
Battle for Whiterun, take 2.
Die, rebels!
Do something for the Empire!
It's nothing. Carlos, my
Well, barricades is down already, so Let's move back here. They're going to try to send soldiers through to try to get that gate open. Let's not let them do that.
Whoosh!
That Stormcloak soldier there has no idea what he's doing.
For the Emperor! I've had enough of you! They're up on that wall!
Nice, nice. Okay, we seem to be holding them off all right. Oh boy.
Over by the bridge!
Ooh. I think I got that Stormcloak soldier. I think I was the one that did that, yeah. Okay, they're starting to push through here. Well, there's a lot of them. Clear the line. Jerk. Oh, that was a bad time for controller to conk out, and he's got a two-handed weapon. That's probably... Oh, they pushed all the way up to here? Oh, can't let him do that. Oh, am I not holding the Ebony Shield like I was before? No.
That's your best? Huh? Bastard!
Ooh. You tried. And failed.
Come on, come on! Time to finish this!
Oh, nope, nope, nope. He's got a two-handed battle axe. I don't want to deal with that. To be honest, instead of the shield, I probably need to be running with healing spell.
That's it? That's all you've got?
That's what I've got. I've got.
I cannot best you.
No. 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 You stay away from that. Oh. General just got taken down. That's good. Not for him, for us. No, no. None of that.
Best you can do.
Whoosh!
Why do they not go flying off when I need them to?
Like the bite of a flea.
No, 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 no. I need more stamina. Need stamina. Ah. He stole my kill. He stole it. He stole it. Okay. Pushed him back again. Here they come. Nope. Stop conking out on me, controller. Not the time.
Whoosh!
Bye-bye. Oh! He's done. We're just playing keep away. AKA keep them away from the lever. Oop, accidentally hit the Whiterun guard, did not mean to do that. Good takedown, good takedown.
Give up while you still can.
Okay. Taking care of 2/3 of their forces already. This is how I got taken down last time. I'm not going to let it happen again. And stay down. %, remaining. We're doing a good job. I'm going to switch back over to archery here. Just seems like the thing to do in this situation. Ooh, no. Okay, that was an officer there. Oh. Close range, got him. Another general.
That's all you've got?
Oh. A little bit of crowd control down in the moat there. They're routed. Nice.
Everyone, on me! The Jarl wishes to speak.
Oh, we did it. Second time around. Yeah, I did not mean to get taken out by arrows there. It just happens sometimes. We were so close the first time around. But you just got to see more intense action. Battle.
Revel in your victory here today, even as the gods revel in your honor. They already sing of your valor and skill. The halls of Sovngarde are no doubt ringing with your praises. In defeating these Stormcloak traitors, you have proven the hollowness of their cause, and the fullness of your hearts. The citizens of Whiterun are forever in your debt. But Alfred will not stop here. No! He will continue to strike out against any true Nord who remains faithful to the Empire. He will continue to sow discord and chaos wherever he can. And so, we must, each one of us, continue to fight this insurrection, lest our fallen brothers have died for naught. Lest our honor be lessened, should we allow these bloodthirsty beasts to prowl our lands. Carry on, men. My gratitude and blessings go with you. For Whiterun, for the Empire!
Victory. We did it. We did it. Revel in our glory, man. We did it.
What is it, Khajiit?
Well, people are still running for their lives. So you can see there are...
I'm just out and about, love. The bannered mare can do without me for a bit, I suspect.
I suspect as well. Oh my goodness. Oh no.
What's the matter? You can't stand the sight of a strong Nord woman?
Oh, those are spikes. Ooh. Yeah. Well, obviously can't really travel anywhere in Whiterun right now with how things are. Ooh, catapult? Yeah, did I? Oh. Yay. Yay. See, this is kind of fun. Whenever there's a battle going on, you can just use catapults. It's just oddly satisfying. Yay. Just watch the fireworks from here. Oh, well, maybe not, maybe not. Well, yeah, I think this is a good stopping point right here. Well, a very eventful episode. After pondering what side Felix should join, and, you know, no hard feelings towards the Empire. They almost did take his head, but that's in the past. Water under the bridge. But joined the Imperial Legion. Cleared out Fort Horagstad. Was finally able to fully join the Legion. Obtained the Jagged Crown from Corvingen before the Stormcloaks could. Took a message to Jarl Alfred Stormcloak, saying that Whiterun was not going to bend the knee to him. Then battle came to Whiterun. We successfully defended Whiterun. This is a very good stopping point. And now after this will be a series of taking forts and other various quests, I'd imagine. This isn't the end. This is only the beginning of the war in Skyrim. The war for Skyrim. Well, on that note, you know, if you liked what you saw, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I will be making more of these. So, be looking for those. Hey, thank you for watching. Nerdy Librarian, signing off.